Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited about today's video because we're diving into something I know a lot of you struggle with: how to eat healthy without spending a fortune. I know it can feel really overwhelming sometimes. You see people on Instagram or TikTok eating these beautiful, colorful meals, and it looks expensive, complicated, or like something only professional chefs could make. But the truth is, healthy eating doesn't have to be fancy or costly, and today I'm going to prove that by taking you through a full day of what I actually eat. All budget-friendly, all simple, and all really satisfying. Let's start with breakfast, because I honestly think breakfast sets the tone for the entire day. If you start your day with something nutritious and filling, it affects your energy, your mood, and even the choices you make later in the day. My favorite breakfast is an oatmeal power bowl. Oatmeal is amazing because it's cheap, filling, and you can make it different every single day. I usually take about half a cup of oats, cook it in water or milk, and then add a spoonful of peanut butter for some protein and healthy fat. Then I sprinkle in a little cinnamon because it just makes everything taste warm and comforting. And finally, I top it with frozen berries. Frozen berries are honestly a game changer. They're cheap, last forever in the freezer, and they taste just as good as fresh berries. Plus, they're packed with antioxidants, which is great for your health. Sometimes, if I'm really tired in the morning, I just grab a handful straight from the freezer and eat them like candy. No judgment, it's fine. This breakfast costs me around $1.50, and it gives me fiber, protein, and enough energy to last until my mid-morning snack. One of my little tricks is to prep a few servings ahead of time so I can just heat them up quickly on busy mornings. By mid-morning, I usually start feeling a little hungry again, so I like a snack that's light but satisfying. One of my favorites is plain yogurt with a banana. I usually buy store-brand plain yogurt because it's so much cheaper than the fancy flavored cups, and honestly, you can make it taste amazing by adding your own fruit, a little cinnamon, or a drizzle of honey. I slice a banana on top, and sometimes I throw in a few nuts for extra crunch. This snack costs less than $1 and really helps me keep my energy steady until lunch. Buying yogurt in tubs instead of individual cups is such a simple money-saving hack. It lasts longer, you can portion it however you want, and it's way cheaper in the long run. Now let's talk about lunch. Lunch is one of my favorite meals because it's when I can really get creative and make something that's colorful, filling, and satisfying. Today I'm making a Buddha bowl, which is perfect for this. I start with a base of brown rice or quinoa. Brown rice is my personal favorite because it's cheap, filling, and full of fiber. Then I add roasted or steamed vegetables like carrots, broccoli, and bell peppers. Basically whatever is on sale or in season. For protein, I usually go with canned chickpeas or black beans. Then I drizzle a little olive oil, squeeze fresh lemon juice over everything, and add a pinch of salt and pepper. This lunch costs around $3, and it's packed with protein, fiber, and vitamins. I love how flexible Buddha bowls are. You can change the veggies, the grains, and the protein every week depending on what's in your fridge or on sale, and it always turns out delicious. One tip I have for saving money is to buy vegetables in bulk and roast them yourself instead of buying pre-cut veggies. It's cheaper, healthier, and honestly, it tastes way better. Also, arranging your own bowl is kind of therapeutic. It's like creating little edible art, and it just makes the meal feel extra special. In the afternoon, I usually need a little energy boost because that's when the day starts to drag. One of my go-to snacks is homemade trail mix. It's super easy. I mix peanuts, sunflower seeds, and a few raisins. You can add a few chocolate chips or dried cranberries if you want it to feel a little more indulgent. Buying these ingredients in bulk makes it really affordable, around 70 cents per serving. It gives you protein, healthy fats, and just a little natural sugar to keep your energy up without crashing later. I always keep a jar of trail mix on my desk so I can grab it whenever I feel that mid-afternoon slump coming on. Now let's talk about dinner, which I like to keep simple but filling. My usual dinner is baked chicken, roasted vegetables, and a sweet potato. I buy chicken in bulk when it's on sale, season it with herbs and spices, and bake it in the oven. Sweet potatoes are my favorite because they're cheap, filling, and full of nutrients. I usually pair them with whatever vegetables are affordable that week: broccoli, zucchini, or carrots. This dinner costs around $4, is high in protein and fiber, and keeps me full through the evening. Sometimes I make extra so I can use leftovers for lunch the next day, which is another way to save money and reduce food waste. It's amazing how much planning ahead can make healthy eating feel effortless. Of course, no day is complete without a little dessert. One of my favorites is banana ice cream. It's super simple, just freeze a banana and blend it until creamy. You can add a little cocoa powder or peanut butter if you want it to feel a bit more decadent. It costs around 50 cents, satisfies your sweet tooth, and has no added sugar. Honestly, it's one of my favorite parts of the day. I love that I can enjoy something sweet without feeling guilty or like I'm breaking my budget. So that's a full day of eating healthy on a budget: breakfast, snacks, lunch, dinner, and dessert, all for around $10 total. Everything I showed you is simple, easy to prep, and really satisfying. You can also meal prep some of these meals ahead of time to save even more money and stress. The main thing to remember is that healthy eating doesn't have to be expensive or complicated. It's about making small, sustainable choices that work for your lifestyle and your wallet. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a comment telling me what your favorite budget-friendly meal is. Eating healthy is all about balance, creativity, and finding what works for you. You don't need fancy ingredients or expensive foods to eat well, just a little planning, some smart shopping, and the willingness to try new things. Remember, the goal isn't perfection, it's consistency and making small improvements over time. I'll see you in the next video.